Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to give you a detailed walkthrough of my new bow fishing boat I built. Let's go, man. I'm gonna start in the front of the boat and I'm gonna work my way back. First, I wanna show you guys these awesome lights. These things are from Outrigger Outdoors. They're LEDs, they're 160 watts, and you can change them between like orange and white light and like anything in between. So far, these things are awesome. They're like built like a tank. They're a little spendy, but I feel like they're a good buy, like good quality. You get good quality for your money. And then, so like throughout the years, like on Facebook and YouTube and whatever else, I see all these sweet boats with these like light rails on the front. And for this setup, I wanted it to be like a flush mount. I didn't want a platform. So let's do this here. So I messaged on Facebook John Laska, and I was like, hey, like, I love your light rails. Like, could you do you have the measurements? And he sent me all the measurements. And I found a welder in this area, and he welded them up for me. But this is a plate, and this piece, there's 3 of these pieces here. And he just welded them up. So you have, it comes out like this here, here. So that, this is just extra for the wires to come in. But yeah, so far I'm loving them. Like they have a spot for your foot right here, all the way down. And yeah, I'll put in the video a picture of all the dimensions and all the measurements. But so far, I'm really liking how this came out. And so I did my navigation lights right here. So that's my red. Then my green is over there somewhere. And I really like how these turned out. They're really sleek. Like the screws are starting to rust already, so I have to get new screws. But yeah, they're really sleek. Like when you shoot a fish and your line goes by, like it's not gonna get caught on it, and I just really like it. I got these off Amazon. And then these are my like spotlights kind of a deal for running down the river or the lake, whatever. These are just like 2x2 inch lights that I bought off Amazon. But like on land, these things are awesome, but on the water, it's just not enough. I bought the Arrow LED big one, like the big running lights. And they were just too big. They didn't fit in here, so I had to send them back. But I was really bummed by that because those are really nice lights. But yeah, so right here, the track comes down, the light rail, and that's where I keep that's where I kept all my wires. Ran right down that edge, and then I drilled a hole every so often, and I zip tied them in. Like the reason why I did the zip tie is I didn't want to put like a steel bolt or something in that nature, because you want to try to keep steel and aluminum separate. Like where can I show you that? Right here, we put plastic in between the steel and the aluminum so you don't have corrosion. Because aluminum is a weaker metal than steel, so the aluminum will start to corrode from the steel. So, and we did the same thing right here with these bolts. But yeah, like I really like how this thing turned out. The thing is solid. Like I stand up here a lot, and yeah, she's a beast. And this is my trolling motor. I went with a 112-pound thrust Minn Kota Fortrex, and then I did a removable mount so I can take this thing off if I want to. This is just an extra piece I put on, and that's just, I bolted it down with 2 bolts right here. Very easy to take off. It is pretty heavy, but it is what it is. You want your trolling motor to be strong and tough, because bow fishing, we beat the crap out of those. And there's more of the lights on the starboard side? Yeah. Let's hop in. So here she is, guys. The front of the beast. So there she is without the motor down. Well, on the floor. Yeah. I really like how this turned out. So you see like how I ended the hatches all right there. I wanted, so when I was standing, I like to stand right in that area. And like if the second person's with me, you'll stand right there, he or she. More people stand back here, but I usually don't take out too many people. So I wanted where I stand and where another person would stand to be solid. Because like standing on a hatch all the time, you have some give, that would get pretty old pretty quick. It'll be fine for a night or two or three, but every night, no. I want it to be on a solid platform. But up here, I used a Minn Kota wire connection, and so far, like I really like that thing. It is solid as can be. Like it screws down like that there, and you got this. Just like that. But I really like this thing. It's kind of spendy. It's like 120 bucks, but you gotta pay the money, I guess, if you want good quality stuff. But yeah, and then this turf right here, this foam turf. The company I work for, they're dealers for this stuff, so I had them order some for me, 2 sheets, and then our CNC guy cut all this stuff out. I went pretty plain Jane, like it's nothing crazy by any means, but I was like, hey, let's stick a ruler in the front. And he's like, you want to do 36 inches? I'm like, go as far as you can, because us bowfishing, we like to shoot big fish, so we want to make sure we can measure as far as we can. But yeah, I really like how this turned out. Like, see how I have white here and then black? There's all that space. You said I needed more room. Like right here, there's not that much room. So I guess that's something to learn for the next time. But when you're on here like barefoot, like it really isn't that big of a difference. And then all these hinges here are flush, as flush as they can be anyways. Like sometimes this piece right here is like up, and I didn't want that because I didn't want your feet to be hitting that all the time. So I really wanted this flush, and that's what I did. But right here, I put these in. This is just like some non-corrosive board I glued in. But this is where I run my wires. So I have a hole here in the aluminum and then a hole down here, and I run my wires down into this hatch and then runs into this hatch. And that's where, I think what they're called, ballasts. All my ballasts there. I guess sometimes I have to share what they're called for all the LEDs. Then you got tons of storage down there. Then you got the same thing on this side. Some more storage. But yeah, like all of the storage here, except for this one. This is like a dead box. But I made gutters, handmade these here. Like making these gutters was probably like an extra 120 hours of work. Like it was ridiculous how hard making these was. But I think they turned out amazing. And like these hatches, all these hatches are all custom built for this boat. So like I got 3/4 inch gaskets on there. Yeah, latch, some more gutters. And then all these gutters have little pieces of pipe right here where the water can run out of them. So hopefully all the water that goes on this hatch when it's down will run into the gutters and run out. But so far some water has been getting in there, which kind of irritates me. But yeah, like I really like how this front turned out. Like this little hatch here, I really love this. Like it's just easy to grab something. Like you can stick food, snacks, tackle, whatever you want right in there, and just grab it really quick. Super easy. Yeah, and then like they don't really rattle around. Like I guess when you have it down, they don't rattle. So I really like that. You just set them down, you send it. And then I got all my wires down on this one. So all my wires, they run like down there and they cut over, run right there, and then they run down. And they all meet up right there. And they run back right there, back into my console. But yeah, well, let me show you the dead box here. So the dead box is just right here. It's really not that big. But the reason why I didn't make it big was like I don't really like keep fish or like go fishing, so I don't have to keep bait alive or whatever. So the purpose for this was to be able to I guess you could use it like kind of a cooler if you want to catch some fish. You can put some ice in there, or like if you're in like Louisiana shooting redfish, throw some ice in there. You can keep your redfish cool if you don't want to carry a big cooler with you. But what I like to do is when I'm in the water, I like to fill up my live well or dead box full of water, and then when I get onto shore, I can wash off my boat. So for that, I put this in. I hope you guys can see it right there. And that goes back to my washdown station, which is right in there. And then I can hook up right there. Yeah, that's an important thing for me. Like when I'm traveling around the country, is I want to be able to clean my boat every time I use it. Because like if you don't clean it, then it just gets harder to get off, and it smells. And in some states, you have to clean your boat. Like you have to get all the weeds off it. You have to get all the water out of it. Like Minnesota, we have a zebra mussel problem. So there's a law where you have to have your plug out of your boat. You have to have no water in your boat, a bunch of stuff. So you want to try to stay as clean as you can. So if you get stopped by a DNR, like he can be, okay, this guy takes care of his boat, and he doesn't have to like give you a ticket or something. But yeah, there she is. And then that hole, I'll show you guys what that's for in a little bit. Yeah. And then all this here, all this floor is all non-skid. And I really like how that all turned out. I got some non-skid there. And this is like a step for like coming down from that platform down. Yeah, I really like, I wish it might have been a little bit lower, but I couldn't do that because of this here, how it comes out. So I made it as low as I could. And here is the console. So this console is all custom made, custom built. And what I did is I made it out of Coosa. And if you don't know what Coosa is, it's C-O-O-S-A. It's just like plywood. Like it comes in like 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 3/4 inch, 1 inch, and it comes in 4x8 sections. And it's black, and it does not, it's like a composite material. It does not corrode at all, and like it doesn't like absorb moisture like wood does and all that stuff. So this thing here it's nice. But the reason why I built it this way is I wanted to be able to stand up and have it right there. And I also wanted to be able to sit down and have it right there. Like it's one of those things where I didn't want it too tall, but I also didn't want it too short. So that's how we made it. We started off with a cardboard cutout, figuring out the height and the angles, and went from there. But yeah, I really like how this thing turned out. And then you got some cup holders in here. My other boat had one, so I was like, hey, let's double it. Let's get two. Got my depth finder, steering wheel, fuel gauge, RPMs, volts. I reused my switches from when I bought the boat. And then I'll also show you guys this at nighttime. But these are my interior lights. And they are just some pucks I bought off Amazon. I think they're pretty cheap. They're nothing crazy. They don't change colors. They're just white. There are some companies out there that make them so you can change color. But I was like, I will send it for now. If I want the nice ones, we'll get them in the future. But they do well. Like obviously, they don't light up there too well. It's more like down here. But they do their job well. And that's the spot where you can hook up for your washdown station. So right now, guys, you can't see me, it's dark out, but I'm gonna turn on the interior lights, and these are just the 2 pucks that I have in here. Like, it gives a good amount of light. It's not blinding like in the eyeballs, so like you can pretty much look in any direction and still be good to go. Yeah, I chose white light for filming purposes. If I was not gonna film, I'd probably want more like a red light so that my night vision doesn't go away. But there we go. And then this right here is the driving lights. So as you guys can see, they are pretty bright, but it's a totally different story when you have like land and just stuff in front of you that's bouncing all the light back. If this is all water and there's no trees, you wouldn't be able to see this well. But yeah, they do a really good job. Like showing up, there's a bunch of trees right there. You can't probably see it on the camera, but makes them show really well. And yeah, for just super small lights, they do a pretty good job. So if a boat comes too close to your fishing spot and you're like, get out of here, you can grab your hose, throw it on the ground, hook it up, and spray them down. But yeah, you just there's no water in there right now. But this washdown station is not like a high pressure pump where you're gonna like get super powerful pressure like a pressure washer. But it does do a pretty good job. Like if you want to clean up your boat, you're gonna need a brush, but that's fine. It does a pretty good job. But I really, every boat from here on out that I own, I'm gonna have a washdown station in it. I truly love these things. Like you can just fill up, wash down your boat quick. Yeah, I really like washdown stations. So right here, I'll show you a little bit of the electronics. So like I got navigation lights, bilge pump, and these 3 here just, I guess, alternator, but that's not the alternator. This is for the washdown station. One of these is for the driving lights, and one's for the interior lights. But I have this double USB right there. And then, so one thing like traveling around that really irritated me was, so I had 4 batteries. I had 1 battery for my starting engine and 3 for my trolling motor. Well, my starting battery, I use that for my depth finder and running lights and all that stuff too. And I always had problems with that battery dying, and it irritated the crap out of me. So what I did this time is I put a 5th battery in here. So the 5th one's just for like the depth finder and all that stuff. But what I wanted to do is when I'm on the water at nighttime and run the generator for 6, 7, 10, 12 hours, whatever it is, I wanted to be able to switch my power consumption from the battery to the generator. And what I did is I got this switch here, and so 2, when you turn to 2, that's drawing power from the battery, and then you got off, and then 1 goes right there, over there, comes up, and it comes right to here, right to that. So you can just plug that right in, and you got some DC 12 volt action from your generator. So like instead of wearing down your battery every night, you just have your generator take the load for most of the night, and your battery can stay juiced up for a while. But yeah, that was something I really wanted on this build. But and then also, so the bottom here is open. That's where I keep the gas can, and I want to be able to get underneath there easily so I can run all this wiring and fix anything. But yeah, got Suzuki controls, all that good stuff. And then back here, so for the front, I wanted the hatches to be like flush. See how everything's just flush? Well, as flush as they can be. And I did that so like when you're walking around, you're not stubbing your foot or you're going up and down all the time. But back here, I did not need to do that because we're not gonna be bow fishing back here. Like we can be standing up there during the day, but we're not gonna be standing back here for 6-10 hours. So I didn't need that. So I just bought these hatches off Amazon, and they seem like they do the trick. They do well. But so this right here, these two are open to the same same bin. This is all one piece of storage, and this is where I keep just whatever, all my tools, arrows, gaffs, all that stuff. That's all right there. And then this one, so this is all one piece of storage too right here. And that's where I keep my trolling motor batteries, my trolling motor battery charger. And then this is my running lights and the depth finder and all that stuff. That's my spare battery. And I was gonna buy a 30 amp lithium battery because it's a lot smaller, but I had this starting battery just sitting around, so yeah, we'll just use that. Spend a little bit less money. But yeah, and then this one here is my starting battery, and then my washdown station is right there. So storage was a big thing for me. I wanted to be able to keep all my stuff dry, well, as dry as I can. It's hard to have like a hatch or like an area of your boat like waterproof and just completely dry because of humidity, rain, like being on the water, like it just, everything gets wet. But yeah, and then also this here is non-skid too, so you don't slip around when it's all wet. But one thing, there's many things that like when you're bowfish, you figure out like you need more than like other boats. When you wash down your boat after a day of bowfishing or a night of bowfishing, you need good drains. So I put these drains in, and they're about like an inch and a half by inch and a half, inch by inch, something like that. And I have that running all the way down and runs right back here to my bilge pump. And then I did the metal mesh, so like fish scales and twigs and whatever can't go in there and clog it up. But I did one over there and then one over there. Because like, let's say your boat's tilted a little bit, you don't want all the water on one side and not be able to drain, because that kind of, it irritates a person. You can't get your boat clean and like well. You got stains from water sitting there. There's a bunch of problems with water sitting in one spot. Yeah, that was the first like thing I did when I tore this boat apart. I put those drains in. But yeah, back here, then I have all this piece here for protecting the wires. And that's where you fill up your gas tank. The gas tank's right here, and it's glassed in. I have a hole right here, hole right there, like inside, so you can get to anything and everything, and like tying hose clamps, fix whatever needs to be fixed. And I also have an inspection port right there, so you can check on some other stuff over there too. But because I was just thinking like, what if something breaks? It's not really when something's going to break. It's not. Let me rephrase that. It's not if something's going to break. It's when. So you need to be able to. When I was building this boat, I was like, okay, I want to make this as easy as I can to fix. So that's the reason why I did that. And I also, the same company that made this light rail for me, made this back platform, and I think it turned out phenomenal. Like, you got some some of that foam turf up here. Spot for the generator. But yeah. Yeah, man, I think it turned out phenomenal. And then one thing I thought was pretty sweet is they made it so you can take it off. All right there. But they also, he didn't just do like a straight pipe right here, he bent it. I think that looks pretty sweet. And then right here, it's kind of hard to see because I have a ratchet strap in there. But you can hook a tube up to this, like a rope, so you can pull people tubing or skiing. If you do that, if I'm going to do that, I probably need a 90 instead of a 60 on there. But the 60 does pull this boat pretty good. Before I did all this stuff, when I bought the boat, it went 34 miles an hour, and now it goes 30. But yeah, this boat is super, like, it handles waves phenomenally. So you got all this, you got some weight in the front, more than like it did. So like instead of like a John boat, like my other boat, John boat, boom, boom, boom. This boat just goes right through waves. It turns really well, like with these pieces here. It turns really well. It doesn't skip. It's just a really nice haul for like just messing around out in the water. But yeah, like there she is. This is my white navigation light generator. My wire is going up. Don't look at that. That's just something random. But so my bilge pump it's just kind of a temporary thing. That's permanent right there. But this here is temporary. It's not the best idea, but it got me on the water. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put that like right here, and then I'm going to have the hose run right into it. But I haven't quite got that far. I was like, you know what? I just need to get this boat done, and there she is. Like I was like, I want to get on the water as soon as I can. So all of these little things I'm gonna fix like after work or like in the fall. But yeah, and then let's walk through. So this cord here for the starting battery for the motor, I'm gonna have it run right through here. I just haven't done that yet. Like this piece here, I have another one that I'm gonna put right here so it runs through, so I don't have to always keep unhooking it and hooking it back up. But I got my starting battery right there, and got my fuel water separator. And this right here is the washdown pump. So this pump here I bought from where I work, and it is metric. So all the fittings right there are metric. And I was like, if something breaks and I'm not here anymore in Maryland, how am I gonna fix it? So like at Lowe's and Home Depot or wherever you go, they sell like things by inch, like 1/2 inch, 3/4, 1 inch. So I wanted to change from metric to inches. And that's why I have that white pipe right there and the hose clamps. And then I go with that PEX. And the PEX, that's all 1/2 inch. But so this piece right here, this valve, I can either take water from the dead box, which is right here, or I can take water from like the lake I'm in, the ocean, the river, and that's right there. And that goes right to here. And I can get water from wherever I'm at. When I'm in the water, I can use it. So like, like I was saying earlier, like if you have a boat right next to you, you got unlimited water. You just hose them down. You don't have to keep on filling the dead box. So my boss was like, hey, you should do that. So I'm like, yeah, sounds like a good idea. But yeah, I thought that was pretty nifty. But then right here. Right, so down here, that's where the water comes out and goes to over there, so you can hook up your hose. So then this piece, so when I was building this boat, I'm like, I want to make it a kicker rig and a trolling motor rig. I did not fully finish the kicker rig because summer came around way too quick. So I had to abandon that for now. I'm going to pick it up in the fall if I'm going to keep this boat. I'm going to pick it up in the fall and put it on and all that stuff. But this piece right here, one of my coworkers made for me. He welded it up. So this right here is a Panther jack plate, and if I would have mounted this right to the hull, it would hit this. So it was either cut this out, I just chop it off, or bring this out. With skiffs, fiberglass skiffs, there's a lot of strength. Like a lot of the boat strength is in this right here, so you do not want to cut this off. So we extended it out, and I don't have it mounted on right now, but you can mount that on right there. And that's the reason why I cut the tow rail off right there, so you have a little extra room to play around. But yeah, that's what I was doing. And then for the controls and stuff, I wanted to use powertrain. The powertrain idea where you have a throttle like this here, and you have your steering, and then your throttle right there. And I was gonna put that way up there. But haven't got quite that far yet. But everything takes time, and time runs away from me pretty quick sometimes. Well, most times. But yeah, here's the cleats. I'll show you guys the cleats. For bow fishing, one thing that I found over the years is if you have something sticking out or something sticking up that rope, like your line can snag on, it will get snagged on it. Like if you shoot a stingray, big common carp or whatever, it'll zing, just take off, and or it'll come underneath the boat and it'll wrap around, like you break your line, or you lose a fish, or just mayhem happens all the time. So I wanted to keep spots where my line can get tangled to the very minimum. So this right here, I bought these cleats where when you put them down, you really can't, like they are up, what, half an inch, 3/8 of an inch, but your line should just kind of skip across. But then if you want to use it, you can just pop right up. And I also have one over there. But yeah. And then I just put this boot stripe on. I painted that boot stripe on Wednesday, and I'm kind of proud of it. Like that was my first time ever spraying paint. So I work at a fiberglass shop. We build fiberglass boats, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put a boot stripe on my boat. And, like, you don't really see boot stripes on like skiffs, but I'm like, you know what? We're gonna make this thing look like it's like a 50-footer. But yeah, so I bought some red paint and made some red boot stripes. And then I ended it at the end, like, it's kind of points. I really didn't feel like going all the way across because it's a lot of work. And I was like, yeah, I don't think it looked that great because you really don't look in the back of the boat. And so anyways, I also ended it, but I didn't put it up here because I was like, you don't really do that. Like most boats, they will come up here like that. But I was like, yeah, we're gonna be a little different. I was like, we're gonna be different with this boat. We're not gonna be like everybody else. But yeah, what else? I got a couple of cool things to show you guys later. But so for the straps in the back, this trailer, so my other trailer that comes back here, so you can ratchet strap to the trailer. So you can buy, it came with straps to do that, but this one did not. So I just bought some ratchet straps and I did an X. So I hooked it one up there, came this way, and then vice versa. Yeah. Oh, Here's one, guys. This is every boat that I'm gonna have now on, I'm gonna do this. So this is the plug for the boat. Usually you have like the screw on where it's, you can buy them anywhere for like $1 or $2. But like my coworker was talking about, like, yeah, those things, they can fall out. I'm like, you know what? That's correct. So like when we put a new plug into a boat or whatever, like we put these in, and I really like them. You just screw that in, and then you grab a wrench, and you do some ugga-duggas. But yeah, I really like that. And then I used some screws and some 5200s, so this will not leak, nor will it come off. So yeah, and then one thing, my other boat has this, which I need to fix if I'm gonna keep it. The through holes in the back are plastic. And I did not know this for many years, but you do not want your through holes to be plastic because they can break off and your boat can sink. My boss came to work one Monday and he's like, guys, you won't believe what happened. I almost sunk my skiff yesterday. And it's because one of his through holes broke and it flooded the back of his boat. And he had to pull the plug and just give her the beans and get to his place, because he lives on the water, get to his place on the lift as quickly as possible. And he did save the boat. It's all good now, and they replaced the through hull. But yeah, that's, from now on I'm not gonna have plastic through hulls at all. And when I say through hulls, I mean anything that comes through the hull, like so you like your plug area, or like right here. This is I'm not quite sure this is called a through hull, but it comes through the hull. So you want to make sure that's not plastic. But then also, so when I'm getting water from the outside for my washdown station, I have to turn it on. And this right here is a safety piece. And I think this is actually called a through hull. But so right now it's closed. And like it's a valve. Yeah, it's a valve. But so that's open, grab water from it, and then it's closed. I always keep it closed because like what if something starts leaking or it brings water in and then it floods my boat, so I always keep that closed. But yeah, the welder that made this platform for me, he welded some spots for my ratchet straps to go onto, so I can hook them up. And I want to do I always do like an X. So this one here will go across, and this one here will go across. Yeah, I think that's it. I just walked you guys through however long this was. This boat build took me like 9 months to do. So it was a lot of work, a lot of days where I didn't want to be there, a lot of days where I was angry with myself, angry with the boat, tired. Yeah, but we got her done. But I want to show you guys, there's a couple things that are really, really cool to me. I want to show you guys that quick. You guys probably can see behind me now. I love hammocks. Like some people call them hammocks, some people call them hammocks. I call them hammocks. I guess it depends on where I'm at or the people I'm with. But this thing is awesome. So what I did is I made sure, I like back platforms because there's multiple functions for them. You can stand up there and fly fish. You get extra height, bunch of cool stuff. But I made sure to put a spot where you can hook up a hammock or a ratchet strap to, or both, in that corner. And then I made this pipe, I put this pipe in, as you can see right there. So I can put this pole in. And I just put an eye bolt right there, and there we go. Got my own hammock in my boat. So I really like just sitting in my hammock, like when the sun's going down, like just waiting for it to get dark, or if I want to sleep out on the lake or on the water. But yeah, I really enjoy sleeping in the hammock outside. So that's another reason why I did a side console. If I were done a center console, my hammock would hit the console and I wouldn't be able to do that. So, and then I also, for me personally, like I feel like you lose all this room if you bring that console over here. But that's just my opinion. We all have our own. So there she is. Got the pole in the back platform. And what I do is I just bolt it down. One bolt this way, one bolt that way. And it stays put. But there's a little bit of wiggle room, so I put some rubber down there to help it so it doesn't wiggle around. But when that generator is going, man, the footage is terrible. So yeah, if you guys keep watching, if you're watching this right now, if you guys have any idea like for vibration dampening, not sound dampening, but vibration dampening for the generator, I would love to check it out. Just put in the comment section, I'll check it out. I'm really struggling finding material for the dampening of the generator. I found a couple of things, ordered it, and it should be here, I think tomorrow or the next day. So I'll give that a try. But yeah, like my other boat, I did the same thing, but instead of using bolts through, I used a screw, like a set screw kind of deal, and that worked pretty well. If you guys watch my videos, the back camera isn't quite like as clear as a front camera because it does shake a little bit. But right here, this shakes super violently, even with hyper smooth on and all that stuff on the GoPro. But yeah, there she is. And the hammock I just laid on the ground. But yeah, only thing I got this like puck I made. I haven't finished it yet. I need to sand it and then paint it, but that's supposed to go there, so it's down. I'm gonna paint that red. Yeah. Well, then one thing too. So I'm from Minnesota, and we don't have any salt there, except for the wintertime. They salt our roads. But when I bought my other boat, I bought it brand new, and I didn't really know much about boats. So I didn't tell them I want a galvanized trailer. I did not say that. So I just got a normal trailer painted. Well, in Minnesota, it was totally fine. Like I had it there for what, 4 years. Never rust, no rust was on it. I came here to Maryland and it rusted bad, like quick. So if you guys buy a boat, new, used, I guess new, used you don't really have a choice too much, but get a galvanized trailer. And this trailer is a 2013, and the only things that are rusty on it are like the U-bolts. The frame itself is perfect. So, like the leaf springs rust out. What else? The bearings, all that stuff. But it's not like extremely easy to fix, but it's fixable. The whole like trailer frame, I guess that's fixable too, but that's a pretty big job. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. The trolling motor is down there. It's got a 62-inch shaft. But yeah, I probably missed a few things, but hopefully if you guys, I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you guys found it educational, or like helped you out. Like, oh, I'm building a boat, I want this, or man, I really like that, I want to do this, or man, I don't like how you did with that, so I'm not going to do that, or blah, 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 blah. Like we all have our own opinions, our own wants, our own needs. So when you buy a boat, you make it your own. That's the cool part about owning a boat. But yeah. Guys, thanks again for watching. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comment section. I'll try to do my best to answer them. And let the adventure begin with a new Carolina Skiff bow fishing boat. See you guys later. God bless you guys. Bye.